everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel. In the unpredictable world of reality television, especially within the hallowed and sometimes unhinged halls of The Bachelorette, few moments are as truly shocking or hilariously memorable as a good old-fashioned mooning. And when that mooning involves fan favorite Kaitlyn Bristowe and the ever-earnest Ben Higgins, you know there's a story begging to be told. Years have passed since that infamous season 11 finale, but the image of Kaitlyn, backside bared, flashing a bewildered Ben Higgins as he drove away in the dreaded limo remains etched in the minds of Bachelor Nation fans. It was a moment of raw, unbridled emotion, a mix of defiance, humor, and perhaps a touch of, "you're gonna regret this." And now, thanks to Ben Higgins himself, we're getting the full, unadulterated scoop on why Kaitlyn decided to give him the moonshot send-off. The heartbreak and the hilarious exit. Let's rewind to that pivotal moment. Ben Higgins was by all accounts a top contender for Kaitlyn's heart. He was sweet, genuine, and undeniably handsome, all the qualities that typically lead to a final rose. Yet, in a twist that sent shockwaves through the fandom, Kaitlyn chose to send Ben home just before the fantasy suites. It was a decision that visibly pained them both. Ben was heartbroken, and Kaitlyn, despite making a choice, was clearly distraught about hurting him. "I was blindsided," Ben recently confessed, recalling the emotional turmoil of that day. "I truly thought I had a strong connection with Kaitlyn, and I was falling for her. When she told me she didn't see a future, it was crushing." But even in the midst of that raw, televised heartbreak, something truly extraordinary happened. As Ben, a picture of dejection, made his way to the waiting limo, Kaitlyn, with a mischievous glint in her eye and perhaps a touch of liquid courage, decided to add a rather unconventional exclamation point to their farewell. "I remember getting into the car just feeling completely devastated," Ben recounted with a chuckle. "And then, as we're driving away, I look back and there's Kaitlyn. She pulls down her pants and just moons me." The unveiling. Why the moon? So what possessed Kaitlyn Bristowe, a woman known for her quick wit and infectious personality, to offer such a unique parting gift? Was it anger? Spite? A cry for help? According to Ben, it was far simpler, and in true Kaitlyn fashion, perfectly encapsulates her vivacious spirit. "I think it was her way of saying, 'Hey, this is hard, but I'm going to find a way to laugh through it, and I'm going to make you laugh too, even if you're hurting.'" It was so Kaitlyn. It was unexpected, a little bit wild, and ultimately it was her being authentically herself. Ben elaborated that while the initial sting of rejection was profound, the mooning didn't feel malicious. Instead, it felt like an odd, almost endearing act of defiance against the somberness of the moment. It was Kaitlyn refusing to let the heavy atmosphere completely consume their goodbye. "It wasn't like she was trying to disrespect me," Ben clarified. "I genuinely believe it was her way of breaking the tension, of injecting some needed levity into a really sad situation. She knew I was hurting, and I think she just wanted to do something to make me smile, even if it was a ridiculous, shocking smile." A memory that stands the test of time. Years later, both Ben and Kaitlyn have moved on. Ben found love and is happily married, and Kaitlyn, after her own journey, has navigated the complexities of post-Bachelorette life. Yet that mooning moment remains a classic in Bachelor Nation lore, a testament to the raw, often unscripted nature of the show. "It's one of those stories that people still bring up to me all the time," Ben admitted, shaking his head with a grin. "And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a funny, bizarre memory that's uniquely ours." The incident serves as a perfect encapsulation of Kaitlyn Bristowe's charm. Her willingness to be vulnerable, her unfiltered humor, and her ability to turn an emotionally charged moment into something unexpectedly lighthearted. For Ben, while the heartbreak was real, the mooning ultimately became a symbol of a shared, unforgettable experience. It wasn't the ending he envisioned, but it was an ending only Kaitlyn Bristowe could have delivered, full of surprise, a little bit of shock, and a whole lot of personality. And perhaps in its own peculiar way, that mooning wasn't just a goodbye, but a lasting reminder that even in the midst of televised heartbreak, there's always room for a little bit of unexpected, hilarious human absurdity. It's the kind of moment that reminds us why we keep tuning into The Bachelorette season after season, not just for the romance, but for the wild, unscripted, and sometimes barefaced moments that make us laugh, cringe, and ultimately feel a little more human.